Hi, Leo. This is Jeffrey. Sorry for the bounce. This is Ripecolor, and this is your reading for the month of July. So for you early Leos, I guess it starts the 21st or the 22nd. Happy birthday. Um, Thanks for being a member. I really appreciate it. And your little pre-message is ask for what you need. Okay? You have to ask for what you need. And I got the message and uh so I know I'm doing I usually break them up by is this I don't know. Should I do it like this? Is it a little too faggy that way? Okay. That's why I'm wearing, fiery colors. Um, so I have to do Leo, Sag, Aries, or whatever. And it's like, no, it's Leo. Okay, so that's the message. Ask for what you need. Because sometimes it's like, well, I really need this, but I'm embarrassed to ask, or it's inconvenient, or it's this, or it's that. And it's like, just ask, just ask. Okay. Sometimes we have to state out loud what it is that we want or we need. And, you know, that's the message. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. It's up my time. Okay. Here we are. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So maybe in the past there's been disappointment, or maybe this is something like I think this is really going back to this ask of what you need. It's like, well, every time I've asked in the past, it hasn't really come through. And um, that energy. I think that okay. And then it's like something has been offered, but it's not what you want, right? But you have to really defend yourself. It's like, no, yeah, that's what I wanted. It's defense and also having the high ground. So it's like, okay, I wanted this. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with an example, but I don't think it's happening. So it's like I wanted this, and then it didn't come through, and I was offered something that I didn't really want, that didn't make any sense. And it's like, ask again, ask until you get what you need. That's it. All right. It might be family, it might be business, it might be because this is dynasty, right? So it might be, you know what I think it is? Okay. All right. Sometimes it's like, okay, I need a certain amount of money, or I think it's emotional. I think it's emotional. That's what I really think, because you have 2 cups already. So it's like in the past, it's like, well, I've asked to be listened to, and I wasn't listened to, or I was listening, or somebody said they were going to listen to me, and then they really just started talking about themselves. It's like maybe you've been going to the wrong place. Maybe it's out there for you, but you've been looking, it's in the wrong place. I think it's out there, but it might be a different place or a different set of people, like that, or person. Yeah, because I think you've been tying yourself in knots, which isn't like you. It's really not like you. And tying yourself in knots. It's like, well, if I ask, they're not going to say yes. It's like, well, then ask somebody else. Just ask somebody else. Sometimes help comes from the most unusual sources. The one you thought you going to rely on, you couldn't rely on, and then someone else comes along. It's like, yeah, I can do that for you, or I can give you that, or I can whatever. It really, that's what I'm getting. Yeah, choices, choices. That's it. It's choices. So sometimes we get like embarrassed to ask, or I don't deserve it, or la la la. It's like, if this is what you need, then keep on asking until you get what you need. Oh boy, because I think you've really, so I think my reading, yeah, I've seen the truth for what it is. Maybe sometimes it's not like, oh, well, I'm not supposed to need anything or want anything, which is insane. Um, I think you've just been asking in the wrong places, but you see it for the truth of what it is. And sometimes the people in our lives or the situations that I really thought I could rely upon, I can't. So it's like, oh, things have shifted, or I've seen it in a different light, or I feel like, because to me, the Nine of Swords is really seeing the truth for what it really is, seeing the truth for what it really is. And sometimes it could be really painful. Sometimes, it's like, but you're my relative, and I've really shown up for you like a lot. And now that I need or want something, you're not there, really? It hurts. It hurts. I get it. So it's time to find or form a new, or maybe it's already there, a new family, a new tribe, a new, mm, receiving from a new source. Yeah, because it's there. It's there. Yeah, look, I'm leaving something that was once satisfying to go after something that is more satisfying, that serves me on a different level, that I'm honored in, that I'm called to, that I'm called to. Where I'm loved and admired and supported by the King of Cups. Sometimes I can go on about him. The King of Cups is a really interesting character. So the King of Cups, I have two kings here, right? So I have knowledge of emotion and knowledge of security. Here we go. Sometimes crossing my legs, about all I can do. The King of Cups is really fascinating in that he's been through trouble. He's sitting in turbulent water, right? So he knows emotional turmoil. And it's because he understands and has been, not only he understands, he empathizes, he relates completely, he identifies really profoundly. It's through that and because of that that he has tremendous compassion, tremendous love, and tremendous empathy. And it's like I'm looking for the right thing, but I was looking in the wrong place. And what I need to find is people who have real heart, who are really loving and kind. And he's a great listener. He's a great listener. So, and then he offers the gift through all that he's been through and all that he has endured. It's like, I have a healing for you. I have a wholeness for you. I have an allowance, right? An allowance of space, an allowance of listening, not an allowance like you give a kid. It's an emotional allowance that he has. And it's out there. And I think this is what you have been, seeking, searching for, feel that would make you feel more whole. And thank God you know that, right? But I think in the past you've been disappointed, and maybe it's kind of like expecting a leopard to change its stripes. Um, you know, sometimes you want. Let's put it this way. Sometimes I have an investment in a person, and I give them my all. Right? I have a Leo moon, so and I'm a Scorpio with a Leo moon, so I have this deep understanding of like loyalty and comfort and warmth. And it's like, if I show up for you, I show up for you 100,000%, right? And then you think that other people are going to do that for you, and then sometimes you realize it's like, you know what? They just don't have the emotional capacity. It's as simple as that. Sometimes it's not even about you or about, um, it's like, well, no, no, no. And some people just don't have the emotional capacity. They just don't. And, it's like going to, I think I've used this metaphor before. It's like going to an apple tree and expecting it to give you a peach. An apple tree cannot give you a peach. It just can't. It just can't. I need and I want a peach, the sweetness of a peach, right? And I've offered peaches and I've offered, other sweet fruit. And then, it's like, I think you've just been, I think it's just time to switch where you're looking. I think it's as simple as that. I really do. Yeah. Something has come to an end. And, I don't know if I've read this for you before, but whenever this card shows up for one of the fixed signs, I feel like it's a double energy. So something has come to an end, right? And then there's a new cycle beginning, a cycle of luck, a cycle of beneficence, of fortune that's about to begin because you've seen the truth. Right? Because you've seen the truth and you're ready to move, right? You've cried your tears. You're willing to say no to this half baked. It's really hard not to curse for these half gifts. Well, sometimes this card to me is strings attached. It's strings attached. And it's like, who wants to be in a situation where it's strings attached? None of us. I don't want you to attach a string to me, and I don't want to attach a string to you, really. So, interesting, unusual reading. I do say that a lot, but this really was quite unusual, especially for Leo. You're not, and I know because I have a Leo heart, a Scorpio sun, and I really get like people can really hurt us. It's like we show up 100,000,000%, and then they don't, and it's like, wow, and it's heartbreaking, but it's out there. It's out there. Just have to knock on the right door, and keep on knocking until the door opens. Right? We're good at that. We're good at that. All right, so that's your reading for the month of July, and you have the Wheel of Fortune as the last card, so it's about to shift. Positivity and optimism. Blessings to you. Please check out Tarot Tuesdays. I did an incredible reading on the Strength card, which is one of your cards. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Blessings.